Welcome to Yerushalmi Peah, Daf Lamed Zayin. I want to talk about interesting ha'ara, and it ties into something we spoke about earlier. The Mishnah said that Shel Beis Namer, which was a city, hayu malkitin oso im chevel v'nosim peah mikol uman v'uman. So they had a special way of reaping things. And I talked about the word namer, have az kanamar earlier, and there's actually a very similar thing that seemingly the reason that the city was called Nemer, which is a leopard, spotted, ties in as well. So Tani Abishal Omer, he says, Maskirna Sil Ganai. Actually, these people in Nemer deserve to be condemned. There's something wrong that they did. Umaskirna Sil Shavach, but at the same time, they also did something commendable. So what is that? Maskirna Sil Ganai. What do we condemn? Shayinosim Peah Echad V'Meah. They gave a lot less than what you were supposed to give. They gave only 100th instead of giving a 60th, which is a significant amount. We know the first Mishnah says shir, so you're yotze, but it's not what Chazal were misakin. Was here also shavach, but they're also confident malkitin also imachevel v'nosim peah mikol uman v'uman, because they would reap their fields along a rope and they would give the peah for each and every row, which allowed people to know exactly what they were getting, and it was actually very generous. So the word nemer is two things. The first one, first of all, there's a brazenness because you're not following what the rest of Klal Yisrael does, which is this is not a Havei Az Kadamar in a good way. This is a bad way. But second of all, there's also a nemer which is spotted, meaning it's not fully colored in, it's missing something. There's a lacking here, which is that you're not giving the right amount. So your mitzvah is really spotted. On the one hand, you're being really generous and saying, "Oh, we're gonna have this plow line throughout the entire field, and you'll know exactly where we're up to," which is very thoughtful and generous. The other hand, the amount that they're giving is not the right amount. So that's a nemer. So too we have to look at our own lives and figure out, are we also a namer? Maybe there's a mitzvah that we're doing and we think we're so great because we're doing it, but at the end of the day we're not doing it properly, and it's something to think about. But there's also a certain maturity of thought where Abishal's statement is teaching us how Chazal look at things, that on the one hand we could say this person did something right and we could compliment it's something that's actually very appropriate, and then someone did something wrong at the same time, and we could be able to make that chilik as well, and to be able to look at people in a healthy way, to be able to ascertain, okay, that's right and that's wrong, and that's also a healthy way of looking at life. And the last thing I was going to say is that I've heard a pshat, which I believe ties into here, but it says, Havidanas kola adam b'kavz chus, which again, the pshat is that you should look at the whole person. There's many elements of each person. Every person is complicated, but try to look at them in a whole picture. And so, of course, there's an Indian of rebuke and teaching them that they're doing something wrong, which Chazal are censoring here. But at the same time, there's also an Indian of appreciating what they are doing right, which there's a positive element to what they're doing, and that's not forgotten. There's a very famous Das Kedim Balatosis that says that when a Kelev Tashachuno, so that we throw the dog the food that became basar basar treifa, that became treif. So Das Kedim says a famous vart, which is I think relevant here as well. He says that you have this watchdog who watches all the sheep, but then all of a sudden one day the wolf attacks, and is able to obviously it's trying to make off with some of the sheep, but one of them it kills. So you're really upset. You're looking at this dog and you're saying, "Come on, you didn't do your job. Your job was to be a watchdog and to keep these sheep alive, but you failed." So says the pasuk, no, so look at all the times that he actually did the right thing and focus on that, and therefore reward him. Don't focus on the one time that he messed up. It's true, it might have cost you some money, but never forget to appreciate the things that people do right. And that's a lesson in life that is so important for us. Thanks for joining and have a great day.